Okay, we're going to start graphing, and with graphing we're going to look at what is slope and how do you find slope of a line. So we're looking at straight lines right now. So why do we graph? Just a few reasons you might graph is one, to look for any patterns in your data. The other one would be to look for any trends. So do you see a positive trend, or is your data increasing? Is it decreasing? And it's a good visual. So sometimes looking at a lot of data is not that exciting, and it's not easy to see the trends, but if you graph it, you can kind of see a visual of what is happening with your data. So before we go ahead and graph, let's talk about what a coordinate plane. And a coordinate plane is a two-dimensional surface on which points are plotted and located by their x and y coordinates. And we always write a coordinate pair as x comma y. So x is always the first value, y is the second value. So how do you plot a point? You start at the origin, and I'll show you this in just a minute on the graph below. So you start at the origin, and then you count to number on the x-axis. So the first value tells you, do you go right or left on the x-axis? And then from this x value, count up or down on the y-axis. So the y tells you whether to move up or down, the x tells you whether to move left or right. Once you've made that movement, go ahead and plot your point. So I'm going to show you how to plot these points. Some room here. So we're going to look at a coordinate plane here. Some of this, and we're going to plot some points. Okay, so first thing we need to do is just label a couple things on here. So we want to label the origin, and remember the origin that I mentioned earlier, that just means this point right here. It's the point 0, 0. And this is where you always start when you're trying to plot a point. This right here is your x-axis, so it's this horizontal line right here. This tells you your x values, and this we're counting by ones. So moving to the right is positive, moving to the left is negative. And then this vertical line right here is our y-axis. So moving up is positive y values, and moving down is negative y values. And we always break a coordinate plane into 4 quadrants. So this would be quadrant 1, and then you move counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So let me show you how to plot a point. Let's plot the point 1, 3. And I'm going to call this A so I can label it. So to plot the point 1, 3, you start at the origin, and that 1 is my x value, so that's telling me to move to the right 1. The y value is 3, and it's a positive 3, so that's telling me to move from this x value of 1, move up a positive 3. So here is my point 1, 3, and I'm just going to label that A. Okay, so now let's plot B, -2, -1. So you do the same thing. Again, I'm going to start from the origin. The x value is -2. Since it's negative, I need to move to the left 2. And then my y value is -1, so that's telling me to move down 1. So -2, -1 is right here. Okay, let's look at C, 0, -5. The x value is 0. That means I'm going to start at the origin. I'm not going to move right or left. I'm going to stay right here on this y-axis. And then -5 means go down 5. So here is 0, -5. That's C.